Hi, I hope you are feeling really good today, and if not, just give you the chance to live this process, right? So today I'm coming with a video talking about the karma and dharma and how we can see them as a new balance in our life, right? Without to judgment, without to move with one frequency as negative or as positive. Just focus in the center and see what is telling you the reality, right? Why it is important to review this, because sometimes we think that we are paying bills that happen in another life, before life that this one, but it is not really true. Did you feel that it is because it is something that you past is trying to say you that you have the tools for living this process in this life? But just remember that you have the tools, not to connect and stay matched with that past life. Remember, we have different versions of us in our cycle of life, right? And each version needs from the before one to move on to the other. So we could not be here as we are now if we do not live what we live in the past, right? From what we live in the past, we bring to the reality or to this now all the tools, all the concepts, all the knowledge that we already have. And if we practice them and work with them in our reality, we can see the benefits and the treasures and all the benefits that are arriving from that process. So don't be afraid to leave that karma, to leave that situation that maybe it is uncomfortable to you, that maybe do not give you the sense of liberty or the confidence or the certainty to do the next steps. That maybe you feel that you are not able to move on, but when you start doing the first step and then the other and then the other, you can realize that you were not in a glass of water, and it is just a little portion of water and not the ocean that you think that is arriving in your life, right? That you can flow uh, with that vibration, with that water movement, and do not be stopped in that process. That you can integrate your life to that ocean, that maybe it could be sometimes really risk, really uncomfortable, really hard to live, but in other times it's like the surf, that you really enjoy to stay there, to take that wave and move on with it, right? Not be just stop it, but continue that movement. So that is what karma and dharma bring us. When you review the karma, you can see that inside of the word in Spanish, they tell you that there are some tools and some treasures there. From here, in Spanish, it's called arma, or tools in English. And if we see as different the situation that we are living now, without polarize us as just is negative, that it is difficult, that it is risk and I cannot be able to um, accomplish the next step to move on from them, and just see the situation and tell us and question us why the realities bring me this to me, what is arriving in this time, what is telling me, who is in that picture, who are the actors in that scene, in that movie, in that moment that is happening, and maybe start to reflect and take conscience of what is arriving to you. Maybe it's to reinforce a new tool that you already start to practice, like limits, like looking first from you on your self growing, and stay something back for the round, and don't overprotect others, and give them the chance to them develop their own tools, instead that you always bring them to the next step, instead to push up them to the next jump, and just work in you, just connect with you and move on the next steps, right? And when you can see this information as it, without it is negative or positive, you can see where is the connection and what tools you already have that maybe you are not conscious of them, and start to practice it. Remember, the most important is practice it. Sometimes we feel that just to have the knowledge, it will be enough. Just to go to that therapy, or do that practice, or enter to that course, master class, it will be enough. But the reality is that if you don't practice these tools, you will not see the benefits of them, but you already have it. It is like when you have the lottery ticket, and it is the one that get the first prize, right? That get the first benefit. But you are not conscious of that. And when arrives the time when they say the winner, you don't check the winner. But your number of that ticket is there. And the ticket is the winner, right? But you don't check it. And it passed some time, and you don't go and ask for your uh, your prize coming, or the benefit of that lottery, and you don't get that benefit. The past time, the second chance that when it arrives, maybe if you learn from the first one, you take a note, you realize that you maybe put in a meeting, reminder that you need to check in in that date the results of the lottery, and after that go and ask for your uh, for what you already get, where the benefit of that ticket, right? But if you see there are actions between that, you don't get the benefit just for check. You need to move on and request that price, right, coming to you. So in this example, you can see, if you put attention, what is reality tells you to check. Maybe you can bring all that tools from that situation, but if you don't feel connect with you, if you don't feel connect with your reality, but it will be difficult, because maybe your attention will be in another topics that maybe not you, they are from others, but you are really focused on help them to achieve them, then you forget that the most important in this time it is that if you don't receive, you cannot be able to give. That if you do not invest in you, it will not be able to invest in others. That if you don't be prepared, how you can teach others, right? Maybe you're going to be on a point on some level, but from that step, if you don't continue to enter more information, more tools, and practice them, it will be really difficult to share to others. It will be really difficult to be part of the road of others, And maybe do you like to see that the others continue growing, but you are in a space that you are not moving, that you maybe it is a step back or some miles back from the point of they are, and maybe it is because it is a new road that it is coming, but you are not realizing, right? But you don't see the signals around to you, and maybe you feel really bad because maybe you can be in the point that you feel that you lose your friends, your partner, your family, but it's just a few time that if you look back to you, you can realize what is coming, right? And that you can see that it could be a karma dharma situation. When the karma, it will be when you feel really bad, when you feel that you lose the things, when you feel that you are not able to move on, right? You feel all that emotions, but you don't see what is telling you that karma. But if you move back and take those emotions and you see what is happening without giving the duality coming on what is positive and what is negative, maybe you can realize what are the benefits and start to live in the dharma in this life, to start to enjoy what is coming to you and get all those benefits, all those treasures in your life. And maybe you start to see it that it's not really bad to get those karmas in your life, and maybe you start to using them to take the knowledge, to take the information that they bring to you, and start to practice with that information in your life, in your self growing and working in that, and that gives you the look for the benefits in the future to arrive at dharma. So it will not be a long time space waiting that you get the knowledge. Maybe next time that you leave a situation that comes without a picture, with a picture that is not the one that you want to live, maybe you can step back and say, okay, this is arriving for what? What I don't see here. And even if you don't see it at that time, you can request help to your angels and request them that give you that clarity to determine what is the best of the situation, what you need to bring to the light, and forget the rest. It is like a book when you read and some information is give you the match of the ideas that maybe you have around to you before to read that book, but when you connect them, or maybe a memories that you have, or some thinking that you are having, but they make match with information that is arriving to you from that book, well, you are enter a dharma portion. You enter to that position or get the benefits. Also, the dharma word in Spanish contains the drama word. So if you can realize what is the drama, you can see what are the benefits. So the same word, dharma, has the karma inside. So they are together. They are not separate. They are same match, the same coin, just different size. You decide what side you want to see, what side you want to leave it. And maybe when you realize that you have an option to take those glasses of too bad, too blue, too sad situation and put on the glasses of what is coming, what is the benefit, what is this bring to me in this time, what I need to learn from here. Maybe you see the reality in a different color, in a one that you feel really comfortable to go to live that new experience. That even you have fear to live it, it is inside to you that emotion to live it, because you know that if you pass that process, the benefits that coming from that are really good for you and are more matching with you to feel enough that if you don't live that process, right? So today, your angels invite you that you give you the chance to live that challenge, that you realize that challenge that it is not biggest as you think, and that could be the next step for the next movement. And if you don't feel really comfortable to live it, just check why. What it is arriving from me inside that is lighting with the situation. Maybe I need to solve this process before move on to live the current one. Maybe I need to move to the past to get the knowledge of what is bring me a light this situation, get the conscience of that situation and move on the next. But you are really doing movement, and you do not just pass the wave or arrive that ocean and take you to the floor, take you to the floor, and maybe you feel that you cannot wake up from that situation, that maybe it is too strong, too hard to leave it, but it is just one side of that coin. Maybe you look from the other side and see what is coming, and maybe you try to leave it and forget about the control on how you expect the life is, it will be arrived to you. Forget about that plan that maybe you already have, and you project it and you work it for this happen. This is not that it is not good for you, but it is a reminder that maybe the original plan, the origin, has a version of your plan, and it is bring to you all the tools to live this life. But if you put your plan and you continue pushing your control on how you expect to live the life that you already have, maybe you put how can I say, a barrier that stop bring all the benefits, that stop the tools around to you, that maybe put you in a square and you cannot see outside of that space, that maybe you reduce your vision and forget about all that is around to you. If you see in the movies from the old west, when the horses has covered their eyes, or maybe has covers a side of the eyes, they was used in order the horse was focused just in a portion of the road. Do not be distracted for what is around it. Do not be distracted what is happening around it. Just continue focusing in the front, right? But maybe the horse does not enjoy that experience, that travel, because it is not seeing what is around it. What is around, maybe the the travel will be more enjoyed for that horse if the horse has taken out those protections, right? So it is for us to be conscious how we want to live it. Do we want to keep those protections and just see that little portion of what is happening, or we can extend our vision and see what is happening around us, that we um, give us the permission to see to other sides, up, down, left, right, in front, back, out of the picture. There are some tools that give you that benefit. Just ask to the angels or to the origin or whatever you are, your fee, and it will be bring you the information. Even with the science, if you activate your logic and you be more conscious of what is around to you, you will see what is arriving, what is coming, what is the next step, what is the next study that you want to develop, what is the next conscience that you want to move on, what is telling you that you are really prepared to live. Remember, what I see more in others and match with me or discomfort with me, it is what I am. All that I recognize in others as a good, as a blessing, I already have too. Because if I don't have the same tools, how I can know that they are there? How can I know that I can bring love as the other is showing me? How I can know that I can able to do that as the other do? That I have that tool inside of me, but I'm not using. That's why it is give us that brightness, that light in others. But also what I don't like from the others, it is something that is I don't like inside me. It is something tell me that I need to look back and see why I see this in others. Why I don't like the form that they perform their lives. Why I don't like how they manage in this situation, the decisions that they take. What is telling to me and work in me, knowing others, work in me, remember first in you. So I receive that information, start to working in it, and I can able to give to others. When I start to practice it with me, when I take the conscience, I move on the next step. Maybe not on the next challenge, but the next step in a new version of me, in a new version of myself. But I can bring back all my past to say, if I don't live all the situations, if I don't live all those karmas, all those past life, all those uh, uncomfortable situations, all those situations that challenge me to move on of my comfort zone, maybe I am the one that I know. Maybe I cannot grow enough as I am now. So I start recognize all the work, all the effort that I do in the past and feel grateful to it. So I can say, I have these tools that maybe I forget to use it. What are those tools that I forget that in the past give me some pace, that give me some space, some peace, some blessings, and maybe I can bring to them as my reality, and maybe I can question why I take out them, why I just stop to using them, see what is the label that I believe that it will not be enough to continue with that practice. What would be that thinking in my mind that tell me that was not good to continue with that practice? If that practice put my life in risk, okay, don't bring me back. If that if that thing put me in a situation that I was really lost, that I was not good, that was feeling bad, yeah, continue in the past. But if that activity give me peace, give me some uh, serenity, is give me the form to be more in contact with my inner, feel really good. Come on, bring it back. Don't forget it. Continue use it. Continue getting the benefit of use it, right? And well, this is the video of today about the karma dharma. It is not something about that you need to pay from something do in other life and now in this are you living. It is maybe a reminder that you already have that tool, that maybe it is something that you need to look and work it, and maybe it is a new message of the next step that you need to move on. So when you realize this, you leave it as a dharma, not as a karma. Okay? So if you have questions, if you want to see what is more the reality telling you, but you don't really realize, we maybe have a session one-to-one. I'm doing the sessions through Zoom, so we can adapt our times. And you can contact me through the social media. I appears like Miriam Catalina on Facebook and YouTube, and also as Miriam Catalina 157 on Instagram. So maybe we can be in touch. If it is time that you need some help to realize, and also tell me some messages to me when we work together, or maybe it's other kind of therapy, other kind of process, but you can ask for that information to your angels, so you can getting back that information of what is the next step, what need you work, right? So okay, we move on with the message from the angels. So be prepared with your question to see what they're trying to tell you. Okay, they tell us that we have some courses to take. So they tell us your life missions, it is about to teach and to learn. Sorry, learn and teach. That will be the process, right? First I receive, then I give, right? You are in the cycle to be more in contact with information. So maybe it is something that you are starting the process of learning, and they tell you that will be a time that you get the conscience of why you are learning that, or maybe it will take time to get the conscience of why you bring this topic to review, right? And also they tell you that it is okay that you take the course that you really want to take it. So maybe it is a course that you feel that you need to leave it, but maybe you feel that it will be so much cost on that invest, or it will be hard to get the money for that, or you don't have the time. But when you get the decision that you want to leave it and enroll to leave that course, all will be aligned: the money, the time, the space, the tools that you need to leave it. So just take the decision and leave it. If you are going to reference to others, they tell you that reference on what is more passion for you from them. How can I explain? If, for example, you want to have some healthy, better healthy, and you really focus on someone that do exercise, but maybe his routines is about to run 100 meters, right? Maybe you are more in contact to practice the running, right? So what they tell you is to be matched in that portion and not all the portion of that person, because maybe that person is another challenge that they need to live to continue their path, but that not refers that you need to live the same challenge as them. We are really matching that if we want to go to that state of healthiness or success for someone, maybe we think that we need to live the same situations and challenges that they pass, that they live, but it is not the truth. What it is telling you, it is that you can develop the same tools and to achieve the same level, to achieve the same success, just doing the practice on what is more attractive for you, or what that person do, or what that person teaching. But it is not a request that you live the same process as them. You have your own process, but just focus in the same challenge, right? It will be different the road for each one. Remember, our plans are right before we arrive to this process, but the most important it is not the result. The most important is how we live it, how we live that experience, right? And also, let me open more information to see. Okay, they tell you that it's time to help others to learn the lessons that you already getting in your life. You select the road aside of them, knowing that for each effort um, of each challenge will be in campaign of your angels all the time, so you can start that project and don't delay it. So you already have all to start that process. Don't delay it. Just focus in that process. Um, Continue, get the guidance from them. Don't be on the side of the karma, on the limitations of the things that you don't want to live, right? Just to be focused on the value of that you already have in your side and start to share to others. So you already have all the helpness from them, and they will bring you some people that will inspire you, and maybe you inspire them. So be prepared that you are going to start to be as a teacher and a student at the same time. Where it is as a law that say that when the student is ready to get the lessons, the teacher appears. But remember, maybe in some positions you are going to be the teacher, but in others your student will be your teacher. So always as a frequency or return and back, when a student arrives to you and you teach them something, maybe it will be really benefit for you to eat this question to yourself. Why the reality is arriving me this person to me? Why I can feel I can learn from them? What is tell me the reality that I need to reinforce, right? Or I need to work. Maybe you don't feel really comfortable with the solution, but maybe it is a reminder that you already have the tools and you need to practice them more. Or maybe it is a new challenge arriving to you and you are ready to leave it. Or maybe it is a treasure arriving to you and you just feel great to receive it. It could be any possibility, but remember that the most important is to ask what is bringing this person to my life, what is showing me this person that I maybe don't see in me, or what is telling me this person that I need to look and work in it. Okay, so this is the video for today. I hope this helped you to get more conscious of what is the reality tell you, and we see another video. Bye bye.